Hello guys, it's NovaTheLust here, and welcome to my Horror of Dimension guide video. Horror of Dimension has 5 bosses. Each week we will need to defeat 3 bosses, and 5 of them rotates. Okay, let's move on. And first boss we see is a Meyer. I say he's the only one with tricky gimmicks. Meyer has 2 phases. At first phase he does less annoying gimmicks. Only thing you need to aware is really the portal gimmicks. So you can clearly see he uses the elements. Right now he's a fire and he spawns lots of a meteor. You just need to stay in safe spot. And for his portal gimmick, which repeats in phase 2 as well, you can see there is a white wall on your path. You cannot go through that. So you actually need to use the portal. If you walk into the blue wall above you, they will teleport you to the opposite side. So by using that, you need to move to Meyer. That's where the safe spot is, and also you can attack him. And rest of phase 1 is just finding a safe spot. We all know by now how to avoid these attacks. Just stay out from the red zone. Okay, phase 2 is where it gets tricky. Water element is the worst one. When you see that giant water bubble above you, you need to go under it to avoid the rain. And when the rain stops, move away from the circles. When you see those blue magic circles, jump onto it. If you don't manage to jump on it and break it, it will eventually fall on the ground and explode. He will summon 2 circles that's going around him, and it's constantly using hydro pumps. To avoid this gimmick, aim the time and just use the portal to go up and down. And at the end of the gimmick, he's going to use Dragon Meteor with the waters. Then eventually he will jump into the middle, and you first avoid his landing, then you just jump into middle. And when you see those gigantic red circles, don't be afraid. You actually need to jump into them and just constantly stay on that circle until it breaks and move on to the other circle and try to break it. It'll be same as before. If you don't manage to break them, it'll eventually fall on the ground and create explosion. Moving on to his next element, Earth. He summons lots of rock. You can stop his attacks by jumping onto those rocks he summons. If you manage to break them, then there won't be any attacks. He does his portal gimmicks with that rock element. As you can see, first he drops the rock, there's a small explosion, move away, then you move into the rock and jump on it and break it. Move on to the next one by using the portals, break all of them, then you can stop his gimmick. If you don't manage to destroy all the rock, there will be big explosion around the map. He will target one person, and that person will get attacked by a small earthquakes. Move around, but move away from your teammate, of course. When he does portal gimmick while in water element, you see that he summons the blue bubble above him you need to get to him as soon as possible and stay under the blue bubble. If you are targeted by giant circle, that means it's going to rain around that area. So move away, so move to like corner, so your other party mate can actually avoid the damage. And just before it rains, run back into safe spot. And he's going to repeat all those gimmicks until he dies. Next boss is Abyss. So Abyss also has two phases. In phase 1 there's literally nothing in a way. Like, I guess only thing you need to be careful is whenever he does landing attack like that, yeah, just move away from the explosion. And when he summons a circle like that, you need to attack it to make it smaller. Then move away from the explosion and go back inside the game. I'll just skip phase 1 and move on to phase 2. As you can see, he's surrounded by the purple orb. There are lots of small orbs around the map. You pick it up and then you can go into different dimension. Once you are in different dimension, you can normal attack him, and you can see this gauge below his HP bar going down. Once it's all gone, then his shield will disappear. If you notice, in different world, there's a clone of himself around the map. You can actually attack them and it will disappear. And you can sort of see me going in and out, in and out. It's because if you stay inside the other world for too long, you'll get hoarded by him. When he does descent, you need to quickly grab one off, go to different dimension, and then attack him. You can see his circle around the map will shrink. As soon as the gimmick finish, we'll just go back to the normal world. Then he dives into the ground. He's invulnerable at that state, so just move around and find a safe spot, stay there. And if you notice you are targeted by something, you need to go to the edge of the map and make the meteor drop on the edge. Well, you don't have to, but if you do it, it's actually easy to avoid the gimmick. Because when he does gimmick, he will target one person, and if that targeted person goes near the small meteor that's on the ground, then it will create big explosion. So in the party, it's important to make the small meteor drop on the edge of the map. Some gimmicks requires you to go into different dimension, and you can see there is a safe spot. You need to stay on that safe spot until the gimmick finish. You can see small balls around the map. You can only see these balls if you are in different dimension. If you don't clear them out, soon it will make a big explosion. Next boss we have is Karon. Karon is arguably the worst boss in Dimension. You can see there's a white circle gauge going up. Once that gauge is filled, it's instant fail if you're solo. If you are in the party mode, it will turn you into ghost form and he will heal 20% of HP. To get those soul gauge lower, you need to look around the map and look for the soul that's floating around the map. No more attack it, and it drops a orb. Pick up those orbs, then you get to go into soul dimension, and you see those small rocks on the map. No more attack it, and make a tombstone. Stay on that tombstone, and your soul gauge will go down. But if you stay in that tombstone for too long, then eventually it will summon a ghost, and those ghosts will attack around the map. So don't try to summon too much, otherwise it will be hard to avoid Karon's gimmick. And Karon, as you can see, there's like sword slashes around the map. Once you see those slash, you just need to move away from it, because the damage goes through when it actually disappears. Phase 2 is in a way similar to phase 1, lots of slash, look after the soul gauge, but there's one thing you need to be careful. When he summons those gigantic white aura around him, you need to move out from that aura. If you stay in there when he finishes gimmick, then it instantly kills you. There's definitely more slashes than phase 1, but don't panic, just stop the attack and move into safe spot. Now we have a Moros. Moros has only one phase, and his gimmicks are very simple. At the start, he will target one person, and that person needs to go around the map and make those totems. Don't make the totems stack together, otherwise it will disappear. You need those totems to do his gimmicks right. And as you can see, if the targeted person stands on the totem, then he will drag that totem away and make an explosion. If you see the red small aura around you, then you quickly go near the totem. Then you'll see he summons his hand and he slams the totems. Moros becomes big, and then he will play with his hands, red zone expanding. Just move away from that place, and because he's too fat, you can see the ground gets tilted, and of course because it's tilted you get dragged into that side, so just run to the safe spot and stay away from his hands. When he does shakes, it literally means he's going to shake the ground. If you have a leap, use the leap and jump when the ground shakes. If you stay at the edge of the map, you get attacked by the dusts that's coming at you. So if you don't manage to stay near his totem when the small red aura is on you, then he casts this funeral. But you just need to jump when the gauge is almost filled. So now he makes the map up and down. As soon as that gimmick starts, few of the totems, when they drop on the ground, it will make a shockwave. So time it well and jump. Then you attack him to make the explosion smaller. You can see those totems spins around him and the circles are getting smaller and smaller. Just time it well and go outside from the circle. Whole maps are covered with totems. Attack the totems and move them away. Then eventually you will get a safe spot. He will try to stab you with the totem. Then eventually you are targeted by this red circle. Go near the totem that's left behind and make him slam the totem instead of you. If you don't manage to do it, then you need to time it right and jump, just like the funeral gimmick. Also, forgot to mention, if you see those little minions that he summoned, jump on them and make them disappear. If you don't clear them off, he will eventually absorb them and heal some of his HP. And our last boss, Lady in Light. She's not that hard actually. Phase 1 and Phase 2, she does quite similar gimmick. Again, avoiding red zone. Then you see the mirage of yourself. Quickly normal attack them and remove it. If she attacks your mirage, then you actually get damaged. this gimmick, just attack her and make her attack smaller. Cast barrier. So this one happens in phase 2 as well. Just focus on clearing off your Mirage. If you get hit by the light, you will get sucked into different dimension. And if you do go to different dimensions, just focus on what's happening, and if you see those 4 cracks on the map, hit them in the order that it appeared and you'll be sent back. Now we move on to phase 2. He goes into middle and expands this red zone. Attack her and it will shrink her attack. Then she moves onto the edge of the map, and as you can see there's a lot of Mirage of yourself. Clear them off and go near her. Stay near her until she stops using her laser. She will repeat this twice. There will be 4 cracks around the map. No more attack them, and portal will be open. Find the portal with her image on it. That's the right portal to go into, and as soon as you go in, you'll see lots of Mirage around the map. Go around the map, attack those Mirage. Once you clear off all the Mirage, stay in the middle, and eventually you go back to normal world and there will be lots of explosion. And she's just going to repeat those gimmicks until she dies. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the guide video. Thank you guys for watching and hope this video helps.